My name is Jeff Lilly, and I'm the author of Have the Mountains Fallen? Two Journeys of Loss and Redemption in the Cold War, published by Indiana University Press in 2018. I was born in Asia during the Vietnam War and lived in China during the last years of Mao Zedong's rule, so you can call me a child of the Cold War. Curiosity about the Cold War led me to study Russian and work as a journalist. I moved to Central Asia in 2004 and spent 5 years living in Kyrgyzstan, a stunningly beautiful country on the border with China. With my book, I wanted to tell a story of the Cold War from the other side, that is, from inside the Soviet Union. I write about two men from a distant corner of the world, Kyrgyzstan, who resisted Soviet authoritarianism. Writer Chingiz Aitmatov and radio broadcaster Azamat Altay led the struggle for a spiritual awakening for the Kyrgyz people, one using the written word and one using his voice. Both Chingiz Aitmatov and Azamat Altay were born in Soviet Kyrgyzia in the 1920s, but fate sent them on divergent paths. Aitmatov struggled against Soviet dictatorship from the inside, writing short stories and novels, while Altay fought the USSR from the outside as a broadcaster for US-funded Radio Liberty. Yet even as they sat on opposite sides of the Iron Curtain, their lives were joined by a common mission to preserve the Kyrgyz people's history, language, and culture. Both men are regarded as heroes in today's independent Kyrgyzstan, the freest country in Central Asia. Aitmatov was outwardly faithful to the Soviet system, but not when he wrote. As one of his former colleagues said, Aitmatov couldn't lie when he sat behind a desk. In his short stories and novels, Aitmatov delivered veiled criticisms of Soviet communism, often masking them from Soviet censors by using Kyrgyz folktales and parables. Altay's own life is fit for a movie. While serving in the Soviet army during World War II, he escaped from the Nazis 3 times and joined French partisans to help liberate France. The original title of the book was The Price of Freedom. At a time of growing authoritarianism and intolerance in the world, the lives of Aitmatov and Altay are examples of noble resistance waged at a great price. Both men experienced tragedies in their lives. Aitmatov lost his father, and Altay lost his country. We can all relate to loss, but redemption doesn't always follow tragedy. In the cases of Aitmatov and Altay, redemption came after more than 50 years. The lives of Aitmatov and Altay give hope. As I write in the preface, the story of Chingiz Aitmatov and Azamat Altay, two men from a mountainous land in the middle of the Asian continent, is a story of a captive people's aspiration for freedom. Aitmatov and Altay fought for freedom not with guns, but with words and ideas. Their lives are proof that lies live only for so long, that the truth, as evidenced by the attainment of justice and redemption, is achievable, and that the search for a meaningful life is based on individual freedom. I hope you enjoy the book.